Professional experience is integral to our teacher education programs.
Not that it looks like it at the moment. We do have about 4,500 students in any year. I'm Madeline Griffiths and we're at Edith Cowan University, Mount Lawley campus, and I am the Manager of Placements and Partnerships. In terms of management professional practice, I guess it just has to be highly organised, particularly when you're dealing with big numbers.
The practicum units are actually based on the connection between theory and practice. So they have a scaffolded learning experience within these units leading toward their engagement in classrooms. What we want to do is teach the pre-service teachers what is going to be required of them when they're out in schools working with children and mentor teachers, but all our other units also link with the practicum experience.
Managing the placements and partnerships, I have a team of 8 people. That's obviously all the communication with schools around seeking offers, making those allocations. The collaboration between administrative and academic staff is crucial because each of those components is important. Timeliness is everything.
Mundaring is a fairly rural setting. This year we will have first year students, second years, third and fourth year students, as well as grad dip students. And there's a lot of trust that we have between the ECU coordinators and the supervisors and my mentor teachers and myself.
Increasingly our model for our pre-service teachers, both metropolitan and regional, is to send out cohorts of pre-service teachers to one location. It's absolutely pivotal that they share together, they experience together and they learn from each other. I understand the importance of our pre-service teachers going out and working in schools to get a different experience about working in different communities.
Looking back on my first experience as a pre-service teacher, it was really important to me because I wasn't actually sure if I wanted to do teaching. I think it was term 2 of the year, was amazing. I walked in the classroom and within those first few days I knew that this is what I wanted to do.
In terms of diverse experiences across the programs, we monitor the types of schools that they go to try and give them different experiences. We also monitor the year levels that they go into to make sure that they get a broad spectrum.
I think it's essential for all students to be completing at least one prac in a rural setting.
You actually really need to rely on your staff and the people around you in not just your academic and teaching, but also in your outside life as well. You know, that the people at your school are your community.
We do run special sessions for those students who are going out into regional locations. How are you going to compensate? What are you going to do with your time? How are you going to link with the community? How are you going to maintain connections with the people who are central to your life and that you love dearly?
Within any of our partnership schools, there are any number of mentor teachers. There's also a school practice coordinator who we request for each school that they provide one. In some instances it will be the principal. It requires someone to do all the administration around that.
Our furthest partnership school in distance from Perth is 3,500 kilometres. In acknowledging that regional and remote placements are beneficial both to the university, the pre-service teachers and the future employer, the Education Department of Western Australia runs a special program. On being accepted, they're given a stipend to cover things like incidental costs, transport and rent.
In terms of partnerships with our schools, we have developed a model of mutual benefit. So we're really looking at new ways to sort of work with networks of schools and clusters of schools to provide professional learning opportunities for them.
Access to our academic staff members, and that includes our regional partnership schools. Access to our intellectual property, into research projects. We run free professional development for our partnership schools.
We have newsletters that we send out which are around our current research, that sort of thing. We're looking at some career fairs that we actually organise.
So that we are actively engaged with supporting the learning that is occurring in classrooms. One of the criteria for assessment of our pre-service teachers is that they are having a positive impact on children's learning.
We have guidelines for planning, assessment and teaching requirements. And obviously there are assessment forms which are all based on the AITSL standards. All of those forms are prepared by our academic staff and then in terms of my being the conduit, I guess, they all come through me.
If the mentor teacher or our university supervisor who's responsible for assessment identifies that our pre-service teacher is not having a positive impact on children's learning, we withdraw them from the school.
I'm currently on my prac at Mundaring and I have a fantastic support network. I think that stems from the principal.
In the dream time.
At first it was quite daunting having the principal of the school to come in and sit down and watch your lessons, but the feedback he provides you is amazing and positive. Filmed my lesson that I did, so I had the visual feedback. I would like to think I have a very positive impact on the students' learning.
This, I know, is adding value to my teaching and learning program for my children. And I know that because of the feedback I get from students, of the feedback I get from parents and mentor teachers. I know also because they bring in new programs. We have one pre-service teacher in my school at the moment who has brought in a behaviour management and incentive reward system into her class. We have had far fewer referrals to the administration from this class since this teacher has been in the class. And the good news is that the mentor teacher is quite happy to continue this behaviour system. It is of key importance that the coordination and management of the pre-service teacher program is of high quality. The partnership between the school and ECU is vital to my school.